Boom. All right, what's up, you guys? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to be talking about the first and the very long-awaited Bitcoin ETF that is coming in hot. We'll kick off the video by reading this CNBC article titled "First Bitcoin Futures ETF to Make Its Debut Tuesday on the NYSE, or New York Stock Exchange, ProShares says." So we'll quickly read over this, let you guys know a few things that I feel is important for you to know prior to potentially adding this ETF to your portfolio. But then, more importantly, or I should say, I'm more excited to talk to you guys about this. We got to take a look at the charts. We got to talk some technicals. And I'll let you guys know what effect I think this ETF could have on Bitcoin from a price action perspective as we close out the month of October. All right, so dive into the charts after this article. Before we get into either of those, I will ask you guys to please give the video a like if you do go on to gain value from it today. If you're excited about this ETF or the rest of the sector, we're only going to be taking a look at Bitcoin today on the charts. But after this, I will be recording a video on Riot Mara, Bitfarms, BTBT, the good old Bitcoin miners that kicked off the week strong. So stay tuned for that. Subscribe to the channel if you're watching this. You want to watch that right after this. And of course, if you do want to know how I'm personally trading Bitcoin, all the Bitcoin mining stocks, Coinbase, all the exciting EV plays that we've been talking about a lot as well, please check out my complete portfolio daily newsletter. First link down in the description. That is going to be $15 a month or $40 for every 3 months. And it's exactly as it states. Complete breakdown of my entire personal portfolio, calls, puts, stock positions, cryptocurrency positions, which I do update every single trading day during market hours. And along with every update, I send out a complimentary email newsletter explaining my thoughts, rationalizing my trades, and letting you guys know why I'm trading the way I'm trading. Okay, so once again, first link down below. Means a lot if you guys check it out. If not, no worries at all though. Let's dive into reading this bad boy. Once again by CNBC, Tanea Makil. TM. Okay, so key points. The ProShares Bitcoin linked exchange traded fund will make its debut officially on Tuesday. That is tomorrow. A lot of you guys are probably watching this, and this thing's probably out already. But go check it out if it's in the ether right now. A futures-based ETF won't allow investors to buy Bitcoin directly, but is still a significant regulatory feat for the crypto industry. 100% agree. 3 other Bitcoin futures ETFs are expecting to move forward with their launches this month. Floodgates are open, baby. The dominoes have begun falling. The much anticipated ETF from ProShares. So if you guys don't know ProShares, if you guys have traded things like VIXI, some of the major equity indices like the S&P related bull ETFs and stuff, ProShares is usually the company or the institution behind a lot of those big dog ETFs. Okay, so anyway, the much anticipated ETF from ProShares, which will track the Bitcoin futures market, will begin trading Tuesday on the NYSE under the ticker BITO. Not really a fan of that ticker. Think they could have done better. That's all right. Regardless, the company confirmed, quote, "We believe a multitude of investors have been eagerly awaiting the launch of a Bitcoin-linked ETF after years of efforts to launch one." If you guys have been in the space for a while, I think the first time that this was brought up was in like probably 2017, but 2018 was when everyone was like, "Oh, it's coming! It's next month." But in the intro, I said long awaited. You guys, this has been a very long awaited and very highly anticipated ETF. So it's crazy to think that this is when we wake up in the morning, this thing is going to be live. ProShares CEO Michael Sapir said in a statement Monday, "BITO will open up exposure to Bitcoin to a large segment of investors who have a brokerage account and are comfortable buying stocks and ETFs, but do not desire to go through the hassle and learning curve of establishing another account with a cryptocurrency provider. Or are concerned that these providers may be unregulated and subject to security risks." So, the further we get, at this point, Coinbase is by no means like a sketchy company. I think anyone who has even a little bit of knowledge about the cryptocurrency space or the financial markets period, which actually I guess a lot of people aren't, and that's okay. But that's kind of a weird argument in my opinion, at least. But I get exactly what you're saying because especially to kind of more elderly individuals, which there's a lot of money floating around in that age demographic, of course. This is definitely a lot more inviting and a lot less intimidating, which is a very, very important thing for the cryptocurrency space moving forward. Many investors are watching to see if Bitcoin will jump above 64.8 this week to reach a new all-time high. Feeling pretty good about it. It's looking pretty good right now. Again, we'll dive into the charts right after this. We are not far off at all. Bitcoin futures ETFs will also be a big regulatory feat for the still young crypto industry, which has long struggled to cement crypto's place in the highly regulated financial world. 4 more ETF providers are hoping to move forward with its trading this month. A second futures-based ETF could come as soon as this week. Quote, This will probably be the biggest endorsement from the SEC for crypto, said Ian Bellina, CEO of the data and analytics firm Token Metrics, who also noted that regulators globally have been at odds with the crypto industry for years and impeded the acceptance of crypto, by retail investors. Quote, this will be a floodgate of new capital and new people into the space, which of course, you guys, in pretty much any financial instrument and any financial asset class is the most important thing. If it's a new industry, your main focus should be adoption and kind of spreading the word, okay? So this is, again, introducing crypto and access to crypto to a lot of individuals who did not have said access or were just intimidated, as we spoke about above, prior to an ETF being available. This crop of ETFs falls short of what the crypto industry ultimately wants, funds that invest directly in Bitcoin. So this is kind of the caveat, okay? Since 2017, this is the last we're reading, then we'll dive into the charts. Since 2017, at least 10 asset managers have sought approval to launch spot Bitcoin ETFs, which would give investors a vehicle through which to buy Bitcoin itself rather than derivatives tied to it. They were all rejected by the Securities and Exchange Commission, good old SEC, then headed by Jay Clayton, which managed none of them were able to show the market is resistant to manipulation. In an August speech, SEC Chair Gary Gensler said he would favor investment vehicles that included futures, and a rush of Bitcoin futures ETFs applications followed. Investing in a futures-based ETF would not be the same thing as investing directly in Bitcoin, of course. A futures contract is an agreement to buy or sell an asset at a future date at an agreed-upon price. I think much of the wave Sam knows exactly what kind of that entails. A futures-based ETFs tracks cash-settled futures contracts, not the price of the asset itself, okay? So futures options, I'm assuming most of you guys know what futures are at this point. But anyway, regardless of what the specifics of this ETF are, this is, as I said before, the first domino to fall. This is the little snowflake that will ultimately create a massive snowball and, again, bring a lot of money. That snowball is going to check on a lot of money along the way, okay? So very exciting. Again, you guys, if you do want to check out BITO, go do your own research. That applies to every single stock we ever talk about. But I hope you guys learned a little bit about this and at least enough to maybe pull the trigger, or maybe second guess. It's completely up to you. Anyway, Bitcoin's looking good. I will say right now, you guys, obviously the biggest worry from a psychological perspective, once this ETF, and pretty much it's coming. Like, this thing is coming, is the kind of the buy the hype, sell the news. You guys know that, like, this is one of the most anticipated probably events that has happened to Bitcoin in a very long time, maybe even since the halving, if I'm being completely honest. So the buy the hype, sell the news aspect of this trade is very, very real. But net, this will obviously have a very positive impact on the price of Bitcoin. Again, this is opening up Bitcoin to a lot of new capital, and a lot of capital that would not have been interested in Bitcoin before. At least that's pretty likely. And allow a lot of specific brokerage account types, like retirement accounts and stuff, to actually gain not direct exposure, but indirect exposure to Bitcoin, which, again, if you're buying futures contracts, if you're investing in Bitcoin futures, that will ultimately appreciate the price of Bitcoin as well. Okay, so, again, maybe we see a little mini sell-off just to buy the hype, sell the news. I'd honestly be surprised if maybe we didn't see a little bit of that, but ultimately this is a very net positive, and I think the sell-off, if we do see it, could only last like 2 to 3 days max. But again, from a technical perspective, we are still looking very good. We have reclaimed once again this previous ascending channel that Bitcoin was in for a while, for like a month. A beautiful ascending channel right here. We're currently on the daily candles. Volume is looking good. Again, we're reaching that new all-time high. We're reaching new all-time highs. Prior all-time high back in April, of course, was just under $65,000. So we are pretty much there, you guys. And just to sum this up right now, I am going to call that we test the line of resistance on Bitcoin's previous ascending channel. Again, this previous ascending channel has been reclaimed. Now I think it makes sense to come up and test the top side of said ascending channel, this top line of resistance. October 31st. Let's see that Halloween miracle, baby. Christmas miracle. Christmas miracle's too late. Halloween miracle. Nightmare Before Christmas, I guess you could say that. Nightmare Before Christmas, or the Dream Before Christmas. If we do test this line, of course, you guys, keep in mind, every time we talk about price targets, it's completely dependent upon when these trend lines are struck. So if in the case that we do see October 31st, Halloween, be the day that Bitcoin chooses to test this line of resistance on this reclaimed ascending channel, that will take us to $77,400. Conservative price target for BTC by November is going to be $75K. Very, very optimistic. Honestly, very bullish, or honest, like a little bit of a stretch, but with everything going on in Bitcoin, with all of the fundamentals in play, like the equity markets are pretty poised to do well. Earnings are going way better than a lot of people had anticipated. So there is just a lot of catalysts that lead to more upside for Bitcoin at this point in time, and I'm very excited to see not only what this does for Bitcoin, but the entirety of the cryptocurrency space, Ether, Solana, Chainlink, all the good ones we talk about here, and of course, honestly, more importantly, these bad boys right here, which I will be stopping this video and recording right after, and you guys should see that a couple of hours after you guys see this one. Okay, so stay tuned for that. Again, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. If you're still watching, I appreciate you. Please give the video a like as well. And again, if you want to know exactly how I'm trading all of these, again, that link is going to be down below. $15 or $40 for every 3 months. Appreciate you guys, and yeah, cheers to this. Let me know in the comments down below what you're excited about, what crypto you're excited about, what NFT you're excited about. If you didn't check out the Mecca NFT video I posted, go check that out. That was a super fun one to record. Or what your favorite Bitcoin miner is, and I'm gonna go bang on that video. So I'll catch you guys downstairs in the comments. Until next time, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace.